Totally normal lead up to the stream. Nothing weird is going on right now.
There you are. Now I hear you.
Wait, you weren't hearing me the whole time? I thought
Not
you
at
were
all.
just I thought you were just
No,
doing
no.
a bit where you weren't.
At first, I was doing a bit, and then I realized I thought you were also doing a bit, and we were going to see how long we could go without making any noise.
Oh.
And then I saw your lips moving. It's like, oh, he's talking.
Yeah.
And no,
The entire time.
the entire time. What did I miss? What did I miss?
Me wondering what was going on and if you were going to be silent the whole time. And that saying that would make for an interesting show, and then here we were, and that's why I said what I said, and now we're all caught up. It's like a Tarantino movie. Except
Not nearly
they don't
as
put
derivative.
they don't put the N word in the stage directions.
I had
Stage directions, Quentin. You don't
Have
need to
I?
do that. I
Yes.
wonder what the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood script looked like. You know,
I
seeing
wonder
as though
how short it is if you take all of those out.
if you yeah, exactly.
7 words.
I
Just
know
out of
that-
curiosity,
I know.
Can I ask? I make an observation, not ask a
Sure.
question.
You can ask an observation, make a
I
question.
can ask an observational question. It is interesting to me that the people I know who think it's okay to say the actual word and not the N word, not the phrase the
Right.
N word,
Yeah.
are not black.
No, that
Yeah.
that tracks.
Yeah,
me-
unfortunately. And I had it happen with 2 different people over the course of a few days, and the first one I was just kind of, hey, you did that. And when the second one happened, I'm like, why do people think that's fucking okay? And especially, it's like, obviously, like, you and Rowan say that same phrase and don't say the word.
Well, that's mainly because oh, by the way, just need to mention this. So this is the segment we're on. Back in the 1800s, you could say that word all the time. Hell,
Yeah.
back in the early 1900s. Hell, back in the late 1900s. Hell, now. Yeah, but I think that, like, you know, I use the word. I just don't use it around y'all. That's it.
Fair? That's
Yeah.
totally fair.
Because it would make y'all uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It would either rightfully make y'all uncomfortable, or it would make somebody anxious. It's like, well, then why can't I say it? The fucking Ben
Or-
Shapiro's or whatever of the world.
Or there's the third option. They think it's a pass.
Oh, it's like, oh, the seal has been broken, so now I can say it. Or he said it in front of me, so now I can say it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah.
That's okay.
Nah. And like there are white people who have said it in front of me that I'm fine with, and there are those who have said it in front of me that I'm not fine with. The difference is how long I've known some of those people and how I know their politics.
Yeah.
And yeah, you
It's
know,
one
if
of
you're
those,
just
like-
saying it because you like the mouthfeel of the word.
Yeah, it's got a nice mouth feel. Which
I
is
mean,
a
and you know,
horrible
it
phrase.
does. It's a very angular word. It really is an effective and affective word, but it isn't necessary. You know, I mean,
No, I just thought that was. I didn't want us to necessarily go down that road, but we certainly can.
too late.
Yep, fair enough. But I just think it's interesting that the people I have known who think it's okay to say it it's not okay for them to say it. Yep, I'm going to put it out there, hot take.
Hot take.
And the people that, if they wanted to, they could. Yourself, Rowan, other people. Choose not to. I thought that was a very interesting... I thought that was a very interesting modification. I can totally see why.
Well, I mean, again, it's the circles we run in. You know, like if he were to say it around me, I'd still feel kind of taken aback. But like, I'm like, well, you know, he's a part of the struggle. I don't know. Whenever I use
Wait,
the word,
haven't you let that go yet?
It was the Louis C.K. A Louis C.K. bit. May he rest in piss. It's the every time you bring up slavery to a white person, it gets longer and longer ago. It's like slavery, that was 150 years ago. Slavery, that was 200 years, 300, 400, 500. That's slavery, that was 1,000 years ago, sort of thing. Yeah. And that's it. It's the, can't you get over it? Oh, man, you've had rights for about 65 years-ish. Yeah. But not really because,
sure.
Police
everything's fine now.
Yep, everything's fine. Everything's fine. So what we're going to do today is talk about... the show that you've finally got off your ass and started watching.
Oh, you mean Crazy Ex-Girlfriend?
Mm-hmm. The title of this episode is "I'm Just a Girl in Love," and the
I can't be held responsible for my actions.
That is the description. I think it's a tie between that and the fourth season intro for me, because I love the fourth season intro.
I haven't.
Very much.
I just started the fourth season. I'm still in the first episode, so I haven't even seen that yet.
So that doesn't happen until the next episode, right? Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm interested in what you think.
I have at this point. I have faith in the show.
Yeah.
But the setup for the prison stuff is not grabbing me at all.
I can't say anything.
Okay. What you drinking? You can say that.
It's a liquid. Some sort of liquid, probably.
Is this that anti-comedy I keep hearing about?
Welcome to Comedy Bang Bang.
The only good thing about Comedy Bang Bang was the theme song. Comedy Bang Bang, Comedy Bang Bang, Comedy Bang Bang, Comedy Bang Bang. I enjoy the Reggie Watts very much. I don't know him in his current iteration of, isn't he like leading somebody's band or something?
He left.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah, it was Corden, sadly. Yeah. It's like Corden and what's his name? Other guy.
What's his
Roots.
name? Oh yeah.
Fallon. They have the best house. They had the best house bands, but like they're the worst hosts. Just the worst.
I won't go to the mattresses for Fallon, obviously, but I was way more entertained by him than I ever thought I could be. Like I was like, you're like not nearly as bad. It's not a compliment. It's like, you're not nearly as horrible at this as I thought you'd be.
He's affable. I mean, that translates. It translates. But there's a reason he never did Update, and there's a reason Seth Meyers runs a better show than Jimmy Fallon does. Jimmy Fallon gets bigger guests. Jimmy Fallon has a higher budget, higher production rate, higher all this stuff. Yeah, so they can do bigger segments and big stunt
Seth
stuff.
Got mentioned by name in the new John Mulaney special. He was one of the people.
Well, they're like best friends.
Yeah. Have you watched that yet? The Mulaney special?
But it's like I just got off of my I just unhooked the IV of the what the fuck was I can't even remember which streaming service I just stopped having. Apple.
Okay. Did you finish Chicago?
No, because there were 2 episodes left when my subscription ran out. So
yeah, I'm gonna. It's really
dare I say, I only saw the first 3 or 4 episodes, but dare I say it's better than the first season.
That's a bold statement.
But I like that era of musical better, the era that they're doing now. The I guess you'd call it the Silver Age. That's fair. To season 1's Golden Age.
Yeah.
Silver Age is Barry Allen, right? Golden Age is Jay Garrick. I go by flashes.
Oh, I just buzzed.
Oh no.
Wait.
Was it me? Did I do it?
No, you didn't do it. This time it wasn't you.
Oh, the Shaggy defense.
Sorry, sir, but they got you on camera.
No. I plead the 29th. That'll be the 20th. They'll make it an amendment.
The Shaggy amendment.
The Shaggy amendment. Yeah.
I like it.
The bombastic amendment. The Shaggy defense. It wasn't me.
Shaggy. It's a little boombastic, but
yeah. But it's diddly 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 woe.
Oh man. No, but let's see. Jay Garrick was Golden Age. Barry
Okay.
Allen was
Okay.
Silver.
Yeah. Jay Garrick is the guy with the plate on his head. The little
Yes, very
bowl,
much
the
so.
dinner bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Famously a hat also worn by Watto in Attack of the Clones. Watto in his sequel hat. Look it up. Watto's got a hat in Attack of the Clones.
Now, the fact that Watto's got a hat is not the title of this episode.
I
Bothers
mean,
me.
it's gonna be a banner now for sure. You serious?
What was I thinking?
It should be a shirt. I
Should
should
be-
definitely.
I should
a
be
shirt.
ashamed, and it should be a shirt.
Yep. Good. We all know our places. Speaking of knowing our
important.
places, there's going to be a new Hunger Games movie.
I never watched the old Hunger Games.
The
It's
first
something that
two
I
are
missed.
good.
Are they?
Second one's quite good.
Is
Lenny
it
Chris,
just Battle
spoiler alert.
Royale with like white people?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But if you really want to watch a good version of that, like one of the best versions of it, well, there are two, and they're both on Netflix. Alice in Borderland is good, and it's done. It's 2 seasons,
Okay.
and we're done. It's Japanese. Both these are from the Orient. Chris, look at me. Look at me. Look at me. It's mystical and magical. And the other one is Squid Game. That's Korean. It's very good.
I heard good things messed up.
Quite good. Squid Game is one of the best things to come out last year? What the fuck is time?
Yeah, time has no meaning.
Fucking A. Like, I think it did come out last year.
I did see, and I can't remember if we talked about it at all in our other avenues, but I did see the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Really? I heard
Yeah.
it was fine.
I would put it a little better than fine. I would say
Yeah.
I was entertained, but I like, even though I don't care about video games, I like cartoons.
Okay.
I just like cartoons. And I like,
Are
and
you
I have.
Are you at all familiar with the Mario lore? Did you
No.
recognize Bowser?
Yes.
I'm sure you recognize them because they're in the zeitgeist. Did
Oh,
you
and I have
recognize
chil-
the
I
Princess
have children.
Peach? Oh, well then, okay. So
Yeah.
then they
Yeah. No, they were all about it. That's why we went.
Okay.
It was a fight between them wanting to see that and my wife wanting to see Dungeons and Dragons.
Fuck, that's exactly what I was about to go say is like Dungeons and Dragons apparently is actually a good movie, not
heard
just
good-
a
I
movie
heard
that's fine for
a
a kid. It's
glorious
good for a
romp.
kid's movie.
No.
Like apparently
heard
the
it-
Sonic movies are better than this Mario movie. And I've seen the Sonic movies cuz I like Sonic and I didn't have anything to do on a Sunday.
Don't know if the Sonic movies are better, but I liked the Sonic movies and I didn't play those games either. But
Yeah.
they were very
yeah.
different.
Right. But like, I think that I don't know. Anyway, it's just we
No, I heard great things about Dungeons and Dragons, and I told them all the same thing. She wanted to see that. Kids wanted to see Super Mario. I said, I don't care. I don't have any investment in either intellectual property. I just want to go see movie, eat popcorn. You know,
we go movie, eat popcorn,
'Cause I don't-
maybe fall asleep, cold theater.
other than I don't fall asleep in the theater, luckily, but other
Not
than
even in those like recliny chairs where you're basically just
No.
where you're horizontal.
I haven't fallen asleep in a movie since Joylene and I got back together in like 98,
Congratulations.
99. Yeah, thank you. And no, I remember it very specifically because one of the things we did one of the first times we were together for like a day and a half is we went to like a midnight showing of Clerks.
I think you
But
told me
it-
this.
Yeah, but it wasn't even that old of a movie yet. You know, it was still kind of doing the rounds. And I remember-
99, you said?
98, 99, yeah.
Yeah, no. So it was like 4 years old, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Huh. The last movie I fell asleep in was a Liam Neeson movie called. It was post Taken, so he was just doing all this old what are they called, geezer teasers? That's what they call him.
Is that what they call it?
Well, that's what these Australian boys, the Weekly Planet, shout out, shooting up your butthole. The geezer teasers, like when Jackie Chan and it was like, hey, Pierce Brosnan, I'm gonna find my family, and they're like, no, you're a foreigner. Jackie Chan is the foreigner. That actually looked pretty good because Jackie Chan does all his own stunts, and and then Pierce Brosnan going like, whenever Pierce Brosnan does like a menacing sort of glower,
I
it's
think
pretty
he's-
nice.
I think he's kind of an underrated actor, honestly.
Me too. I think
and
a
I-
lot of the Bond actors are like kind of underrated. I think Dalton is underrated. I didn't
Yeah,
see his Bond movies. I hear he's not very good as Bond, but
it's not his fault though. But he's
no.
great in like the
Doctor Who.
Flash. That's right. He was great
He's
in that.
Rassilon in Doctor Who. He's great in
Yeah.
Hot Fuzz. He's
Did you?
great in Penny Dreadful.
Didn't see that.
That's great.
Is Eva Green in that? Is she the
Yes,
one who's
and
in that?
Josh Hartnett and Billy
How
Piper.
how have I not? Wait,
Billy
Eva
Piper
Green
is a
and
big
Billy
part
Piper
of
in it?
yeah, and Rory Kinnear of James Bond fame as well.
The fact that Eva
There's
Green
three
was
Bonds in
involved.
there.
Yeah.
Eva Green, Timothy Dalton, and Rory Kinnear. Yeah. No, but Eva Green's the main character, and she's great. Yeah. Yeah. It's I mean, do you know what the Penny Dreadful little magazines were?
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. So it's basically just like instead of a villain of the week, it's a villain of the season, but it's like the classic, horror of that time. Like there's some Frankensteins, there's some Draculas, there's some Jekyll and Hydes, there's the whole deal. There's a Dorian Gray. It's some good stuff. It's if you're into that sort of
I
bullshit.
heard good things.
It's good. It's
Yeah.
good.
But
3
going back
seasons,
to-
pretty tight.
yeah. Going back to what we were talking about before, though.
Crazy Ex-Girlfriend.
Crazy girlfriend. Hey, it's a little more nuanced than that.
That's a sexist term. I thought of naming the video that's a sexist term, but then I figured we'd get the
Somebody to
wrong
watch
the
it and
wrong
be very
kind of
disappointed.
the wrong kind of the wrong kind of audience. Either someone who
watch it
wants to spam the comments with "Oh, you woke mind virus,"
Yes, that is
Or-
exactly what would happen.
and that's what they would sound like. Or someone thinking that we're going to be volunteering. Like hey, that's a sexist term. Let's check it out. Here's a new
Hey,
one.
everybody. What do you think of this one? No, we've been texting so much about it. I feel like we could just read our texts to each other.
You want to?
But yeah, it really it started off really good and it got great.
It capitalizes on itself in a way
does.
that few shows do. I think Breaking Bad is the only other one that I've seen do it that well.
I haven't made it to that yet, but my 13-year-old fucking loves it.
It's the perfect television show. I think that and Crazy Ex-Girlfriend are like two perfect TV shows. They're like just complete little guys, and then you just watch them, and then when you're done, you maybe watch them again.
I love the moments, just a little like asides and everything. It's like most shows I have seen, if they do a callback, it is like down Main Street, gigantic. Can you believe we referenced this shit? He
Like
quoted something from the Spider-Man movie he did.
When Captain Carter throws her shield for no reason, and then catches it, and then glowers at the screen. She jims the camera before Jim from The Office shows up? Spoiler alert for Multiverse of Madness.
I don't know who Jim is.
Jim from The Office?
I never watched The Office.
Oh, you're so lucky. God, what a waste of fucking time. I know Office stands. Oh, it's so cute. They're Jim and Pam. Jim and Pam are fucking awful people. Michael Scott is a terrorist. It's all bad. They're all bad. They're all bad.
Again with the terrorist.
Well, Ezra Miller's a legit terrorist, and that Flash
yes.
movie sadly does look really good. I'm sorry, that Batman movie featuring the Flash and
Yes.
Supergirl.
Yeah, Superwoman, and
I don't know what she's gonna go by. Maybe she'll be Superwoman, even though Superwoman is a separate character.
depends on the story you're reading.
Yeah, Oh, that's true. Superwoman is. Doesn't Lois Lane become Superwoman at one point?
Yeah,
Ugh.
that was a weird run.
That's weird.
I can't say I loved that.
And
I'm
meanwhile,
trying to
Jane Foster becomes Thor, and that works in the
that
comics.
worked great
in the comics.
That was
In the comics.
amazing. That was actually like where she almost like stayed dead and then she didn't.
Which NERD in comics is the go-to, except for Bucky and Jason Todd, which they both came back as basically the same character,
Yes.
Red Hood and Winter Soldier.
Actually, it was for a while there. It was Bucky and the Flash didn't come back.
Oh, and Uncle Ben.
Yes.
But they've all come back. Every Flash has come back, or if they die, they don't really die. They become a part of the Speed Force,
Although
and then
to
you can
be
just
fair,
visit them in the Speed
left
Force
Barry in the Speed Force for like
for
25
a
years.
minute when Wally was the Flash, and they just didn't know where he was. Then Wally disappears.
Yeah, but they had that moment. Yeah, in Rebirth, actually, I read that where he was just about gone, and Barry like grabbed onto him.
Yeah, he
And
pulls him out of the Speed Force.
it was actually a really touching moment in the comic. That's the thing. Like I'm a Marvel kid and always was, but I get emotional from like DC stories. In a
DC
way.
does the heavy shit, like the big, because their stories are so
Well,
big. Usually,
they're archetypes. They're not.
They're
whole thing
monoliths.
about Marvel-
Exactly. Yeah.
Marvel was
Peter Parker's
everything-
a fucking guy.
yeah.
Reed
And a
Richards
guy
is a
who
big
is
presence,
handling
but
it.
he's just a fucking dude. He's a flawed piece of shit asshole who
As opposed to
should have been
the
turned to
people who-
spaghetti like he was.
I will yes. I will say as an aside, the people who say Superman is boring aren't getting it because he is he's aspirational. And I will say I have probably liked more Batman than I've read, but I've never gotten as emotional as I have from some of the Superman stuff.
How about the one like sequence? I think it's just like 2 pages where Superman talks down someone from a roof.
That's the one I was thinking of.
It's
even
incredible. I don't know what book that's from. I don't know who wrote it. It's probably one of like the big
it's
5
probably
guys.
Jeff Johns because
because he's
it the one
the
where-
DC guy who wrote all the. He did Flashpoint, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the guy. If I'm thinking of the right one, it's I want to say it's the Justice Society books that he did. They get convoluted, but there's a moment where Kal-El from the Kingdom Come series. Mm-hmm. Did you ever read Kingdom Come?
No, but I know the broad strokes. It's the future.
Yeah.
Superman's still pretty much the same, but he's kind of getting a little fashy, and Batman's in a back brace, and he's gone insane.
Well, the broad strokes are it's a generation or two later, and there are all the new heroes they don't have the moral, they just don't have the grounding for what they're doing. They're all beating each other up, and
Is
they
this
don't
Tom
really care.
King? I'll look it
No,
up. You keep talking.
It's Mark Waid. That's Mark Waid.
Oh, that's Mark Waid. Okay, I knew it was one of them. Mark
Who's
Waid.
great.
Fucking.
Yeah. One of those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. King. The Mr. Miracle is as good of a new graphic novel I've read in 30 years.
It's
that one.
it's you talked to me about how it sat with you and like kind of haunted you. Mm-hmm. And over the past couple weeks, I sent you a text that said Dark Side Is, and then I've been thinking about that comic, and I'm just like, I need to read it again because it's like.
Speaking of which,
it's
did
such
you
a
watch that
mind
motion
fuck.
comic I sent you?
No.
That's worth your time. That's where the Dark Side Is thing came for me because it's really haunting.
Right.
Because you go, Dark Side Is.
It's so. Oh my
such a great
god!
comic,
And just like because you don't know what it anyway. If you haven't read, I don't want to spoil it at all. If
It's
you haven't read
wonderful.
Mr. Miracle, the one of you that's watching right now, go read it. Go do it.
I will say his Adam Strange limited series is not as good, but it's still pretty good.
Did you
pretty
read
damn
his Vision one? Like
have
where
not.
Vision makes his own family?
No.
Yeah, I hear that's great. The Visions, I think it's
Spoilers.
called. I think
Spoilers.
that's the cover of the first issue.
Okay.
Is
But the gist of Kingdom Come is this guy named Magog comes along, and he's the guy. You know how they always have like, why doesn't somebody kill the Joker? He fucking kills the Joker,
okay.
and it goes from there. But that Superman is an amazing version of the character, and he's older, and dare I say, stronger. Than
apparently he
younger
just
Superman.
gets stronger the older he gets.
But
gross.
but there's a whole sequence in that comic, the one you're talking about, I believe, is where he shows up and he doesn't know why, he doesn't know what's going on, but he's obviously Superman. And everybody there who can't possibly hold him say, "We need to, can you give us can you just," and he's like in the boardroom like waiting, and they lock the door on him. They're like, "Did you just lock the door on Superman?" And there's this whole thing, and it's so much deeper than that. There's a whole thing where you're seeing, and this can only work in comic books because you don't know what the voice is, you don't know what's happening. All you know is you're looking at this version of Superman while these other things are going on, and these words start possibly going through his head, like possibly they're his thoughts, like you don't belong here, you shouldn't be here, this shouldn't be happening, it's not worth going on, and just these these really hard things that you can believe that this guy who was torn out of his world with all these terrible things that have happened, he's like, why should I be alive? And he breaks out of the room, and they're trying to hold him. They can't hold him. And he breaks out of the room, and what he does is he's hearing that girl talking to herself. And he stops her, and he saves her. And it's
Oh my
beautiful.
God.
It's
Oh,
beautiful.
fuck.
I've read it like
that's incredible.
7 or 8 times, and it's
that's so well
beautiful.
done. Oh my God, yeah, you can only do that in comics.
I am not giving it. I am not doing it any favors. I'm completely wrecking it. It's so much better to read. It is so much better to read. I will find the specific thing. I want to say it's in the Justice Society ones, where Alex Ross shows up for some of it because he drew Kingdom Come.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Man, his art style is beautiful.
It is stunning, and he's one of a kind. He really is.
Yeah, I mean, it's so any fucking frame from Kingdom Come could be a giant print of a poster that you could put on your wall.
He did some great. Do yourself a favor, read Kingdom Come.
Okay.
You can get out of the library or something.
Yeah, or I have 2 free books on Amazon. So I'm saving them up. I don't, if I can do like a compendium, some sort of compendium, I think they'd probably see around that. But I don't know. Kingdom Come isn't that long. It's probably like 200 pages.
No, but it's great.
Yeah.
And it also bears rereading.
I'm gonna order some Indian food. You want something?
I just had Indian food. Great Indian
really?
food.
Oh, okay. What'd you have?
I had this great like cauliflower thing they do that's like an appetizer, but it's almost like a barbecued cauliflower. And I went nuts. I got
You want to get nuts?
You want to get crazy?
Did you see? Oh no, you didn't. He
No,
says
I saw it.
Okay, he says it in the trailer.
It was a little
It was a little Yeah, that's where I'm like, oh right, DC. And the movie's supposed to be like 3 hours long, so it's like, oh boy.
There's a lot going on there.
There's a lot going on. A lot going on. And they showed the final battle again. They did it.
Did they really?
I'm pretty sure that like desert battle where everybody's fighting everybody.
Yeah.
Like Zod and the army and the whatever Kryptonian faction he has with him, and both Batmans, I think Bruce Wayne is coming to that, or maybe I don't know what they're doing. It's Flashpoint. They're doing Flashpoint.
Yeah,
I don't know how they're doing it.
You get Batfleck.
Which I like. I think he's
I like
good.
him very much.
I just think that,
great...
you should have someone who knows how to make movies and make good movies, and then
You mean like Ben
a
Ben
writer
Affleck. Yeah.
who knows how to write well.
You mean Ben Affleck, because he knows how to write and direct.
Yeah, and so
He's
maybe
actually a
give
really
him a
good
Batman
film.
movie.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, unless he doesn't want to do it, then maybe let Matt Reeves do it. Oh, never mind, he dropped out. Okay, well then let's just do a page 1 rewrite, and let's just make The Batman from 2022. Oh, we did that? Oh, and it's very good.
Yeah.
It's the best comic book movie to come out last year. Okay, that's fine.
It's real good.
It's
real good.
a real good movie. It's a real good movie.
I thought he got, I think we talked about this, but I thought he got, everybody involved got the idea that they're like, well, why is he so dead-eyed? Bruce Wayne wasn't a person yet.
He wasn't a person yet. He didn't understand how to be a person yet. He was just this thing, this specter, this vengeance, the spirit.
Yeah.
He was this shadow of revenge that was just existing, barely. Anytime he had to be Bruce Wayne, it was because his hand was forced. And so the only times he was Bruce Wayne in that movie was to do some Batman shit.
Yeah. I will say the moment where he goes into Falcone's club and says, "Do you know who I am?" to the door guy, I think he's half asking to find out because he doesn't know who he is yet.
Yeah. Yeah. He's not Bruce Wayne, billionaire, philanthropist, playboy, socialite. He's just some fucking rich kid.
He's an empty shell.
He's nothing
a
yet.
husk. Yeah.
It's so, oh my God.
He has
And then
been
the way the
defined by
movie ends.
vengeance since he was 8 years old.
Yeah. That's all he's known. Oh my God. So good. So
Now
well
I
done.
want to rewatch it. I'm looking forward to the Penguin series, though.
Me too. And like people keep getting cast in it that I'm just like, yeah. Somebody got cast like this week where I'm just like, oh fuck.
I will say the moment from the trailer that's also in the movie where he's like in the subway and they're like, "Who are you?" and he grabs the guy and just beats him down, and the last couple of punches are squishy.
And like obviously too much.
Yes, that's
obviously
the thing.
too much.
Obviously too much.
Yeah.
And he says the vengeance thing, and I'm like, ooh.
It gave me chills.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I watched it multiple times.
Yeah, I did. And
Yeah.
that was the Fandome. That's when that came out. The DC Fandome. It's in the dome.
Fandom.
Yeah.
Let's take it to the dome.
In the dome.
2 movies enter, 1 movie leaves. The dome.
2 movies entered. We don't release either of those movies.
You don't get to see them.
You don't get to see Batgirl ever. But we're gonna release Black Adam because The Rock bullied us into making this
Pretty
movie.
much. And all that shit with Cavill.
Brendan Fraser's in the Batgirl movie. Somebody else. Is Jeffrey Wright in it?
That I can't answer.
Or is it J.K. Simmons? One of the Gordons is in it. I think it's
kidding,
J.K.
Simmons.
Simmons. Just
I
kidding.
liked
Simmons.
the new the other name you said. Was he Gordon in the
Yeah.
Batman?
Yeah, Jeffrey Wright.
He was great.
Did you see the last Bond movie?
I haven't finished it. I made it. I've made it about an hour in. Ana de Armas just showed up.
Oh my God, I love that scene so much.
That's a lot of fun. But I honestly, I wanted to watch the rest of it. Made about an hour in, and we got to the point where things start to get muddled and confusing, and then we decided to do something else or go to bed or something.
Okay.
Yeah. No, the thing is, I like people in that a lot. Like I find her obviously very charming and easy on the eyes.
Yeah.
And I think, and I think Craig is easily the best actor to do that, and I say that with love to Sean Connery.
And the guy I mentioned earlier, Timothy Dalton. He's like
Dalton.
he may be my favorite actor to play Bond, but Daniel Craig is the best. He's done it the best.
Yeah.
He's done it the longest too.
Yeah. Well,
which
no,
is-
that's not true.
No,
unless
he's-
you
he's
don't
d-
count.
no,
Never say never again.
Well, I don't canonically, but I guess you can if you're just
No,
talking
you
about playing
cannot
the
count it,
character.
because he's not. It's not an official one. I don't. There was some
No, but he's
loophole
still
with it.
James Bond.
Yeah, he is.
So I guess that
Hello,
counts.
money penny.
Right. So like Ryan Reynolds is been playing the comic book character the longest.
Yeah.
Next to I guess
Hugh Jackman.
huge jacked man.
Huge Jack Man and Michael Keaton.
Oh my God, I forgot. Okay, so never mind to any of this. Also,
this-
Toby Maguire. So never
Well,
mind.
We have really put. Oh, nice one. Still not quite because Batman, but
Yeah, but I mean, it's just like
that's a
you
good
know,
one. That's
yeah,
a good
but like
one,
they
though.
all beat Ryan Reynolds. So what the fuck am I talking
Yeah,
about?
that's what's important because that guy.
Can't have him win.
No. So, Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. Boom.
Where's his girlfriend?
I'm the way Trent coming back in
Oh my God.
and getting genuinely like it stopped being like, oh, this guy's off and it's kind of funny to it gets kind of dark.
Yeah, it was bad. It was like, it was fucked up. Like,
Yeah.
and then to have it flipped on, I mean, that's what Trent shows up to do.
Mm-hmm.
It shows you,
I know why you like him. I know why you like him. I know why you like him. Do you know
What?
why you like him?
because he hates women.
Well, there's that. And he's a chaos demon.
He is a chaos demon, but he's,
And you fancy yourself a chaos demon.
well, only in certain situations, but,
Because you don't like being called third chair. I get it.
I like being called third chair.
Do you though?
Yeah. I'm
Although-
happy to have a chair at all.
To be fair, if John Patton or Dougie show up, I think we both get bumped down the chair.
Probably, rightfully so.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I know
They're
my
both.
place on the totem pole.
You want to talk about To the Manor Born, like the both of them. Like, see, that's what it's like to be charismatic and likable.
Yeah, different strokes for different folks. What do I mean?
No, I don't. It's
Okay.
more fun to not know.
Oh, I suppose it is.
But
Okay.
yeah, crazy,
Well,
crazy girlfriend.
did the buzzing from the bathroom happen?
In Crazy Ex-Girlfriend?
Yeah. Very short song. It's a Tim song. He only gets one. Tim's the white guy.
That's a little vague. The Canadian white guy?
Yeah, you got it in one.
The Canadian. The buzzing for the bathroom. Yes,
That's my favorite
that was
song.
amazing.
That might
And-
be my favorite song from the whole series.
And I loved that after
The Les
song,
Mis thing. So good.
Yes, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
But then when he goes to Paula
At the end of
and
the episode?
thanks her. Yeah,
she's like,
thanks her. It's like,
"What
"Ah,
are you talking about?"
She's like, what are you talking about?
And then she's like, the fact that your wife never told that to you is probably indicative of a bigger problem in your relationship. Okay, bye, Tim. Bye. Gotta study. Okay, bye.
And also,
Paula is a fucking. She's the best character on the show.
yeah. Although I'll throw a little
Best
love
main
to-
character on the show.
Yeah, I'll throw a little love to Esther too.
She's great.
She's great.
She's great. All the office people are great. I'm sad that what's her name? The lunatic from Mad TV.
I never. Is it the blonde lady
Yes. What's her
who
name?
tried to sell them the sex toys?
Yes. What's her name?
I
Carol.
don't know, but I
Is
know
it
exactly
Carol.
who you mean. God damn it, Carol!
Yeah,
I
it's
think-
Carol.
I think
Carol,
you're right.
shut up. Also, who's the new guy is a great song. I'll just go
Yeah.
back and listen to these songs. Just
And I was, as you should. And I was so happy for you when they got a black guy in the office. And he got to sing some.
yeah.
Like, look at you. and you. It's so funny because you texted me that, and you texted me moving on up, and I'm like Jefferson's or Curtis Mayfield, and you didn't answer.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the answer. Yeah. Affirmative.
Yes. Talking about things that just knock you back a step. I only heard Move On Up for the first time in, I'm going to say, the last 3 years. I had never heard the song by Curtis Mayfield.
Oh.
I knew
I've
some
never
Curtis
heard it.
Mayfield. You've never heard it?
I mean, maybe I have, but probably not.
It's
Maybe, but probably not.
It's pretty great. It's worth your time. But as far as the Crazy Ex-Girlfriend of it all, the song, is it just called You Stupid Bitch?
Yes.
That was as amazing of self-laceration as I've seen in an actual song in a long time.
And it's very well done.
Oh yeah.
Like, she's not the best singer on the show,
No.
but it's not a Hamilton situation where she's the worst singer on the show. But everybody, look, man, Lynn can carry a tune. It's just he's easily the Frank Sinatra of that group. He brought everybody together. He's the reason everybody's here. He's the powerhouse.
He's the most important singer of the first half of the 20th century?
You think Frank Sinatra is the most important singer of the first half of the 20th century?
I mean, he was. It's not really it's not my opinion, actually. It's going off of really a lot of information.
Give me.
You want me to go get the books and
Yeah,
bring
give
them
me
in
the
and
books.
read them to you?
Bring the books. Bring them. Bring the books.
He was hugely important to American popular song. But in any event, I don't know why you have the anger that you do about him and about Miranda.
I don't have
and
anger about either of these
And
people.
that you rep it boop bop.
Nope, never mind. I'm sorry. This is the part where Chris says the thing and then it becomes true. Go ahead. Go ahead.
It's so darling when you do that. I appreciate the undercut.
Go ahead.
But yeah, go right ahead. No, I think it's interesting. I don't know if it's sour grapes or you just don't liking something that too many people who might suck like. I don't know what it is.
No.
I
I just
don't.
like
And yet, you like stump so hard for mediocre white guy songwriters. It's kind of I just don't understand.
at least my mediocre white guys write songs. Also, Jason Mraz is a better vocalist than Frank Sinatra. Fucking fight me.
Well, you're gonna hurt yourself with that. Pat,
Fight me. Yeah,
try not to sprain anything. Patting yourself on the back for that one.
fight me on that. Yeah. So is Michael Bublé, which is also easy to say. Frank Sinatra could carry again. I think he's
Sure.
a.
Of course, it's easy to say, Jules. It's easy to take words and put them in a certain order.
Well, that's like saying Stevie Ray Vaughan could play guitar better than Jimi Hendrix could.
that's
it's
just wrong.
No, that's true because Jimi Hendrix did all the Jimi Hendrixing, and then Stevie Ray Vaughan just copied that and then built off of it.
Yeah,
So, like, technically, he's a better guitarist. Does that mean like he has a greater impact? Really?
Point of fact, always loved Jimi Hendrix. Never had any use for Stevie Ray Vaughan, and frankly, Stevie Ray Vaughan was probably pulling more from Albert King in some ways.
Jimi Hendrix was pulling from Albert King.
Yeah, but in very different ways.
But
I'm
yes,
just saying, like,
but no, well, yeah, because like
yes, but
you
no,
know,
but yeah. What just happened?
so okay,
Okay.
so I think Albert King was from Texas or thereabouts, and so was Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Stevie Ray
And
Vaughan's definitely Texan. I don't know where Albert King is from.
but Stevie Ray was more of an Albert King. He was more of a Kingman. Okay, Mississippi, the Gulf.
I mean, Stevie Ray Vaughan isn't even the best Vaughan as far as guitar players go. Jimmy is so much more interesting. Jimmy Lee Vaughan, if you want to get specific about it.
If you're nasty.
Yes.
Okay. But to be fair, and I had a conversation with someone about this today, I think Lin-Manuel Miranda is incredibly talented, and the same goes for Frank Sinatra. I just don't think that you know,
Well, the Sinatra one is there. There are many.
he was a tool,
He was,
and
no,
he was very useful, and he
was
like I'm serious, like he was a vessel for the music, but like, it wasn't. I don't know how involved he was I know how involved he was, like, in getting the music out there. And I'm sure he was involved in overseeing the recording, but I don't know how involved he was with the arranging and with
he was actually very
musicianship of
involved
it.
in. He didn't arrange them. He made the arrangers. He had Alex Stordahl in the 40s, which was amazing. I love his arrangements. That the strings are just like my buddy Walt called it. The arrangements are like a warm hug. He's just these lush, ultra lush. But he had all these great people, Gordon Jenkins, and the names are flying out of my head. But he had a lot of astounding people involved with. Yes, please.
I was trying to catch the names.
But he's the one. He kind of invented the concept of an album, as opposed to just.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
As opposed to just singles,
He
or like
kind of
and
did.
then a
Like
B-side.
that's not hyperbole. Like, he was the one who went, let's put these songs together and record them together specifically for this release, as opposed to we recorded a couple of singles here and a couple of singles there and a couple there, and now they have long playing records, so let's put them on there as a collection.
Right. Like
Yeah.
over the course of like, well, they would churn them out.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh
it's
yeah.
like an assembly line.
Absolutely.
So,
Sometimes a
after
glorious
like
assembly line.
the Motown thing. After
And Stacks and Volts and
Chess Records. Actually, not Chess Records, I don't think.
No, Chess did it too.
Oh, really?
Well,
what are you
Chess
gonna
is
do?
a weird one, but as far as
Look, man, I respect these guys.
I
And
mean,
I
you don't
under-
have to.
No, but I do. I do. Like it's not out of any sort of like sense of feeling beholden to other people's opinions. It is my opinion that these people are due respect because of the impact they've had and because of how they mastered what they did.
Yeah,
it's
but
just
you don't have to like the record.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't have to care for
No.
the way they did the thing they did, even though they execute it
Sure.
perfectly.
To be fair,
I think
didn't get
Hamilton
to-
is a near perfect musical in the way it's crafted. You don't have to like the delivery method. You don't have to like the subject matter or the politics of it.
Yeah.
But the way it's crafted as a musical, this dude understands musical theater and
To
he
be-
understands
I think it's really
song
yeah,
craft.
Sure. I think it's really interesting that he either cast or was involved in casting people who were wildly more talented performers than him.
I think that is something that most theater kids that's not their intuition. But as musicians, I think you understand the benefit of that. And
Oh,
I think that the songwriter in him and the musician in him
the fact that
understood that.
Who's the woman who with the three names?
Renee Elise Goldsberry, my queen.
Yes, and
Yes.
Dovey
She's in
Diggs.
She-Hulk and she's
Yeah.
in Girls Five Eva, and
is.
she is the best person.
Yeah, and Dovey Diggs,
Oh my God.
who is and fucking the names are
Leslie Odom Jr., who played Aaron Burr, who should have been the goddamn main character of the fucking thing.
He was the main character.
He was the main
thing.
character, but it's like ending Julius Caesar when Caesar dies.
Yeah.
There's still half a play left, guys. Because the other people are still a fucking live.
Yeah.
Jefferson wasn't president yet by the end of the play. Like, for real, when Hamilton died, Jefferson
the guy
wasn't
who
president
fucking
yet.
Plays, you know the one that gets me? The guy who played Hercules. That made me so happy
Wagwan?
in that show. It's his last name. I haven't watched it in a long time. He's so great. The guy with the really gravelly voice who nails it in the first act. You know, the fun part of the show.
Oh, right. I forgot that his first name was Hercules. What's his
Yeah.
name? He's the fourth guy in their band
Yeah.
of revolutionary guys.
That's right, Hercules Mulligan.
Mulligan.
That's right, Hercules Mulligan.
Oh, yes. Mulligan.
And fucking Anthony Ramos. Where he's
He
given...
was going to be in some Marvel something. I think it's like the Madam Web movie or something. That he's
Sure,
in.
something.
I'm sorry.
He's always great, too. I thought In the Heights was flawed, but he was amazing in it.
I'm pretty sure he originated the role.
No. Fun fact.
Or was it the
Miranda-
guy who played Lawrence?
No, Miranda originated that role.
Yeah, of course.
In the Heights, you can watch. There's on the Tonys they'll do like who's nominated, and they'll have them like do a scene
Yeah,
from
do the
it.
thing. Yeah.
You can go back and watch a number from the Tonys of Miranda doing not as good of a job. But George Washington is in it too. He plays his
Okay.
friend.
Christopher Jackson.
Yeah. Who's another person who's way more talented. I love him.
He's incredible. The song. So you like the song "One Last Time"?
Oh yes.
I think that his, let's see, "History Has Its Eyes on You" is probably his best performance in the whole thing. One Last Time is longer, so he gets more time to do stuff, but like as just a tight fucking, like, which we're gonna talk about maybe extensively, like Cast Iron Skillet. How every time I listen to that song, I'm like, wait a second, there's more song, right? He's got to let it breathe. No, it's over. Oh my god, it's a perfect song. I hate you. It's like that. That's how I feel about history.
Have you made it to HBO Max yet for the documentary?
I don't have the Max. I'm waiting until Peacemaker.
I have the Max. If you
Also, like, it may not even be there by the time Peacemaker comes out. Peacemaker may not even come out the way
There
they're
is that.
going.
Mm-hmm.
Or they may just put it on HBO regular.
I will say,
in which case.
at first I was a little irritated with the Jason Isbell documentary, but it poked at me, and I went back and watched it again a few days later.
What is it about?
It's about him making the previous record.
What's
Starts with an R.
Reunions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I did not love.
So he had a kid.
That's okay. I've known lots of people.
Are you okay with this?
Yeah.
If you weren't, I got some bad news for you, bud.
Twice over.
God,
yeah.
I got two. You could need to sit down twice.
Sit down, get up, sit down
Sit
again.
down, get up,
whole
walk
shit.
around, walk it
You got
off,
some
and then sit the
stuff.
fuck down again.
Yeah. Fuck around, and, well, you're going to find out.
You're gonna find out, and then you're gonna apparently fuck around again, and well, you've already
Can't-
found out. But good news.
Hashtag can't stop, should stop.
That's going in the bin.
I heard the best line about that. There were two random people talking on a podcast about having kids. It's like, yeah, and this happens and this happens, but we didn't have kids to stay the same. You know, people are always talking about, it changes you. Yeah. Experience changes you. You're supposed to be affected by things happening to you and around you. Yeah. Yeah. No, but him having a kid is fine.
Well,
him writing, I just didn't love like the "What Have I Done to Help" song. Some of
and that song is 6 minutes long.
Some of the shit's lumpy. Like I get
Yeah.
what he's going for, and
I don't think they're bad songs.
No.
I still think he hasn't written a bad song. It's just the more I have hope for this album. Of the 3 songs he's put out, I like 1.5 of them. I like half a Death Wish. The other song I don't care for, whatever it is.
I did not like the other song at all, and Death Wish I couldn't really get through, so I guess I didn't.
Yeah, so you didn't like that. But this new one's really good. It's
No,
like
the new one's
it's like
fantastic.
it could fit on Southeastern, I think.
See, I kind of liked the Nashville sound. That had some good songs.
Nashville
on it.
Sound was 2017. Yeah. I like that one
Oh,
too.
it's got "If We Were Vampires" on it.
Yeah. It's
that's
got
a
Chaos
brilliant
and
song.
Clothes on it too. That's a good one. Yeah.
It's got "Hope the High Road."
That one's
Which
fine.
I actually
It's fine.
really
Is
liked.
White Man's World on that?
Yeah, I didn't
That's
love
the
that.
best. That's the best one of those that he's done.
It's kind of lumpy too.
It's the best one of those he's done.
Is
Is Cumberland Gap on that?
Yes, I
Cumberland
quite like
Gap's great.
Gap.
Yeah.
No, I quite like Cumberland Gap.
Yeah.
Reunions. What Have I Done to Help irritates me. Dreamsicle's pretty good.
Dreamsicle's good. I've grown to like it a lot more.
Only Children's good.
Only Children's good.
Yeah. Actually, St. Peter's Autograph is.
St. Peter's Autograph is also very good. There's
Yeah,
some stuff on the back half of there. Keep going through it. What else is it?
I thought I read it all. Letting You Go is quite good. It Gets Easier is quite good. Be Afraid made me angry for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know. That was the lead single, I think, from that album.
Oh, Running with Our Eyes Closed is
That's
good
a great
song.
one. That's a great one.
Well,
Is Overseas on there?
Yes.
That's one of my favorite songs by him.
I think it was What Have I Done to Help was so mawkish and kind of lumpy that I had
It just
trouble.
it gave you it put a bad taste in your mouth.
It just dropped. They just you.
It's a bad way to start the thing.
It's not a
he
good
has
choice.
he has a rough time starting an album.
He's not good at starting them. I mean, there are ones. I will say, the Jason Isbell and the 400 Unit has some of my favorite songs by him. Seven Mile Island,
The first one he did before Southeastern.
yes. 7 Mile Island, Sunstroke, good is wonderful. Even Cigarettes and Wine is all right. I Hate the Blue. That's a bad song. Soldiers Get Strange and Streetlights, and the last song I Will Write. So like 2/3 of the record I think is as good as anything he did.
But speaking of Can't Stop, Should Stop,
Yes.
this was back when he was glug, 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 glug.
Oh, he was, yes.
Yeah,
2009.
like to a bloating extent.
Oh yes, there is.
Yeah.
There is.
There are pictures of him, like,
yes.
sweaty, and there's video of him just
They
sweaty.
have on the dock. They're talking about, like, him getting thrown out of drive-by truckers because he can't get his shit together. And
I figured that's what happened. I didn't know
Yeah.
for sure, but yeah.
no, that's definitely what it is. Did you ever watch the DBT documentary?
No, I don't know their shit. Like, the only reason I'm remotely I knew them by name, but the only reason I'm remotely familiar with their material is because I stumbled across Jason Isbell in a podcast, which is how I find a lot of folk musicians these days.
That I find a lot of music that way. I used to. There was a great one. Jonah Ray had a really good music
Jonah Radio.
podcast.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Radio isn't available right now. Yeah. And then one of the guys involved in the show died.
Yeah, man. You told me that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and then I heard Jonah Ray, like, on a podcast. He did like a movie thing or something. And I posted
He
it.
started doing MST after that.
So, yeah. But I just posted it. It's so good to hear your voice again. And he liked it, which I thought was nice. But
It's
it
always
was.
nice.
Like, he lost his fucking friend.
Yeah, that's fucked
like,
up,
that
man.
sucks. Apparently, like, I don't remember. I could be wrong about this, but I know he was, like, slept on somebody's couch and just didn't wake up the next morning.
That happened to my friend Steve. He just
That
went
was
to
the guy who-
sleep, and
yeah.
then he didn't wake up.
Mm-hmm.
And that was that. His heart just...
Yep.
Yep. We had the memorial open mic jam thing was for him
Right.
over the weekend.
Was that the second one?
Third one.
Okay. Wow.
Yes. So we're gonna do it like a few times.
Because I
a year.
remember you going to do that the last time.
Yeah. Yeah. That was like
It is
October or
funny.
something.
Yeah, it is funny. This is one of those dumb observations, but I find it really interesting that, this friendship, some of the other friendships I've made, they still seem very, very new because of, the nature of them. And it's like, oh yeah, remember when we did that thing like 3 years ago? I'm like, oh shit, we've known each other for a couple of years now.
Yeah. Fucking dude, man. You know what, man? Oh, there's too many of these goddamn things. God damn it, where is it? Okay, time is a flat circle. That's the thing I was gonna. Oh, god damn it. Okay. Anyway, Jimi Hendrix is more of a Buddy Guy than an Albert King. He steals from Albert King, but he stole more from Buddy
Ooh.
Guy. So that's
That's
where
an
you could.
interesting notion.
Yeah, Stevie Ray is a more of a Texas sort of Delta blues, whereas Jimmy was more of a rock and roll. I mean, he pioneered rock and roll, so like you can't understate his fucking importance to the game.
Well, he also spent real time playing in like soul groups. Like he played for the Isley Brothers for
Didn't
a while.
he play in a church? No,
Yeah.
like a lot of people.
And he
like,
played
fucking
for
started-
he played for Little Richard. He played.
I
He
saw a
played
documentary about Little Richard.
That has it come out yet?
Yeah, I watched it. Yeah,
How is it?
it's incredible. It's
wanna see
heartbreaking.
it.
It's fucking heartbreaking. I didn't know he died in 2020. Did he die of COVID? I'm gonna look it up. Oh, I need to
Probably.
order my food.
Yeah, don't forget about your food.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I had a chala masana, and I had some aloo gobi, and I had some aloo kulcha, which is like, how they do the bread, but it's stuffed with fucking potatoes. So good.
What is a fritter? Do you know what a fritter
Well, it's
is?
just like a little fried thing.
Okay.
It depends
So
on
it's-
what they use in it.
Okay, so it's a deep fried fritter made of vegetables dipped in a chickpea batter.
Oh, that's a
Pakora.
yes, I had pakora as well.
Okay, I'm adding
Pakora
that.
is wonderful. It all
with-
depends on where you get it, how hot it is, and how they do with it. Because it can be a lumpy mess or it can be glorious. Don't be afraid to reheat it if it doesn't come warm, because those aren't good cold.
Oh, I'm not afraid. I
And
am the night.
a samosa is always wonderful too.
Yeah, but samosas are too much because I'm getting a vindaloo, and that comes with
Yeah.
it's spicy. I know it's
Yeah,
great.
you can't. Although, if you
It's
order
there's
a couple
already
of,
potatoes in there, and so
I
that's
understand.
just too
But if
much.
you order a cup, but go with me here for a second. If you order a couple of samosa, they heat up really nicely for breakfast.
Yeah, but I tend to not eat them later.
No?
Yeah.
Are you unwilling to heat?
No, not that. I just tend to forget about them or not in the mood for them, and then, by the time I remember them, they've gone bad or whatever. But I could just freeze them.
That can be a problem, though. Yeah, I can see that.
Anyway, I've never had pakora, so I'm gonna try it.
Oh no, they're great. They're great. It is if you don't like a fried thing, you know,
Don't get
you
it.
mi- yeah, yeah.
If
It's a
you don't like a fried thing, you shouldn't get the fried thing.
exactly. But that, yeah, no, those are wonderful. I have a little bag of those in there, a little bag of samosa. The kids like those. I have a. There we go.
Is your kid somewhere in your pockets?
No, I wasn't sure where the phone was because I put it down.
Ah.
Yeah. 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 No, Isbel, he's one who I mean the talent is undeniable. I'm just not as into some of the music as others of the music, and sometimes it's just a little too on the nose for me.
Yeah, I mean, he's gotten a little preachy since the Trump stuff. And, he's taken the turn towards libbing out as opposed to the radical turn I took. And so, when he gets preachy, it's very platitude heavy.
It's a lot.
And it's very just cliched stuff we've heard. You can go to any open mic in the
Yeah.
mid-Atlantic and you'll hear, people 10 years in either direction of him that look just like him writing, granted, shittier versions of these songs, but still the same song.
Yeah, I don't have so little. There are like 8 political songs that work for me.
Yeah.
It's like
and I wrote
Fortunate
one of
Son.
them, right?
Yeah, you did.
Thanks,
Oh,
bud.
It's like Fortunate Son, Biko, and I can't think of the other 6 right now.
Woody Guthrie, he knows his shit.
That,
You could consider This Land Is Your Land a political song.
he couldn't even be bothered to get up. Waiting for the lightning strike. Still nothing. God damn it. One job. You're welcome.
That's fucked up, man.
I know.
That's all right. Well, I still like you. You're
It's
all right.
pretty. It's pretty good that you're like you couldn't even just like slide. You're just like that's fucked up. I'm like yeah. I had a friend. The friend I went out with last night talking about something. He's like, no, not that way. Unfortunately. He he's like, yeah, but you're a nice person. I'm like, I'm not a nice person. I told him the thing, like I didn't want this thing to happen. He's like, yeah, that's because you're a nice person. I was like, no, it's because I don't want that thing to happen. There are plenty of things that mitigate the implied niceness of that, but making a joke about a long dead person, I don't think really,
Yeah.
moves the balance at all.
I don't think. I think in The Good Place, Bucks, I think you'd be okay. Did you see that show? It's a weird show.
I didn't make it through the first season.
But you
and
get
I
it.
know
There's
I-
points.
And I know I need to go back. There are a lot of people involved who I like, including Michael Shore. Not for television, but for internet writing.
That's right. For
Yeah.
baseball stuff.
Oh my God, fire
Dave
Joe Morgan.
Anthony talked about that.
FireJoeMorgan.com, so great. I ran into this with somebody else with the idea that there used to be such a bad reaction to liking non-mainstream things. I mean, they're mainstream now, but like liking comic books or liking Dungeons and Dragons or liking all that stuff.
Yeah.
But now
genre
that
shit.
yeah, but now that has taken over, liking anything that isn't that stuff gets a much worse response. like people finding out I like baseball. It's like, oh, you kill babies. Like, no, I like watching baseball sometimes.
I like them do the hit with the bat, and then they
Yeah,
run around the
it's fun.
pillows.
It's fun. And there are times when it's fun, times when it's boring as shit.
I
And
I like to pretend that I don't know anything about sports.
but you know things about sports.
Oh yeah, I played a bunch of sports, and I
Oh,
watched sports into my
sure,
teens.
sure. And then you
Yeah.
didn't, and that's okay.
Then I got laid.
Yeah. To be fair, sports never got me laid. Music got me laid.
I think me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
but that's just because that's the only time I interact with people socially is
Sure.
pretty much through.
and when you play and you play well, you show value.
Yes. And hypergamy exists, and
Ooh, I don't know that word.
oh, you should look it up. And also, why isn't there a Wonder Man?
Well, there is, but he's in
There
Marvel.
is. He's it's Simon, whatever the fuck his name is.
Simon
He's
Levant. Yes.
He's an actor. He showed up in a like a poster in a deleted scene for Guardians of the Galaxy, and it was Nathan Fillion.
Yeah, he's supposed to be playing it.
Yeah,
The
but he's
actor
not. Now it's
Marion
a beautiful man. The guy who played Dr. Manhattan
Okay.
in the show.
The blessed individual.
What?
No, we're not talking about the same thing. Hypergamy, the action of marrying or forming a sexual relationship with a person superior sociological or educational background. That's fair.
Yeah, he's Wonder Man. He's Simon Williams. Yeah. Yahya Abdul Mateen.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah. He was in Black Mirror. Oh, he was in the episode where he wants to kiss Anthony Mackie.
I've never seen it.
Black
Is
Mirror?
Black Mirror worth the time?
The first 3 seasons are stellar, and then I would watch those, and then you should ask me which ones to watch after that.
Okay.
Am I
So what
boring
brought
you?
up hypergamy?
Piece of shit.
Oh,
What?
Meeting people through music.
Oh yeah, because you show value, and so
Yeah.
therefore you are a higher level mate, and so women will flock to you instead of the
It's weird
beta.
when people.
Hypergamy is real, and lobsters like to. What if you should consider the hierarchy of the lobster because lobsters are people? Thanks,
This,
Jordan.
Yeah.
Back to you, Kermit.
It is weird when people go on about that kind of thing. It's like, no, why wouldn't you, like, if somebody is doing something that you consider impressive,
Right.
that will make
That's
them.
how attraction works.
Yeah, that is how attraction works. It's not. There's nothing cynical about
And
that.
then the fact that a lot of people find the same thing attractive is just indicative of a common sense, if you will, of attractiveness.
Sure.
Because we are, contrary to popular fucking belief, all the same goddamn species. So there's gonna be some fucking overlap in our Venn diagram
Yeah.
of
the
some
fact that
primal ass shit, like
Sure,
sexual
absolutely.
attraction.
Yeah. Music got me my wife because I joined her band.
My wife.
My wife.
Thank
and
you. Comedy Bang Bang.
I've never actually seen the there's a lot of things I haven't seen.
Oh,
Not
me too.
necessarily against them, just never got around to them. Like the
Comedy Bang Bang, the TV show.
saw a little bit of that, got bored.
It's fine. Podcast better.
By and large podcasts TV shows that were from podcasts,
Not very good.
no. Garfunkel and Oates one was good.
I didn't watch it.
It was good. It's funny.
I like them.
I like them very much.
Yeah, I saw Kate Micucci in a subway.
Did you?
Yeah, in like a subway in the subway labyrinth between like Times Square and like the Port Authority.
Is she
There's-
teeny tiny?
Yeah, she's small. Yes, she's very small. Yeah. So
She,
is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. I met her, and she is about like yay big, and I'm not a tall king. I'm a short king. I'm not a short king. I'm a medium-sized Stanley.
I'm a I am the line by which you can measure. Because if you're shorter than me, sorry, buddy, you're short.
Right.
Yeah.
I think we're about the same height.
Yeah, I'm
We've never
5'8".
been in the same room, so we
Nope.
may be the same person.
I mean, it's possible. You have a lot more hair.
Yeah.
Are
Yeah,
you
but
not a
I've been in the
glasses wearer,
rain
or do
today,
you
so
just refuse?
Huh?
Are you not a glasses wearer, or you just refuse?
How do you mean, mate? Bloody like this?
I meant
I
actual
think
corrective
she might
glasses.
be. I can't. Allergic to milk. No, I have perfect 20/20 vision, love. That's right. Yeah, you bloody like that, don't you? Hey, look at me. Yeah, look at this, innit? You know this, right?
So, crazy ex-girlfriend.
Crazy ex-girlfriend. It's a hard reset. It's good. It works.
So I quite like it.
It's good, right?
It
And
is
it's
singular.
And it's like it bit characters that you didn't think would stick around. Some just pop back up. I don't know. I mean, it does all the stuff a good show does. As the show would say, it gives good TV. Remember when they said she gives good parent?
Right.
She gives good parent. Yeah.
I will say that the relationship with
Period sex.
Oh
Period
yeah.
sex.
No, you don't get to sing that.
Throw down a towel.
And even I think they did a great job. Who's the blonde dude, the douchebag?
Nathaniel.
Nathaniel.
Yes.
They did a great job of deepening him. You
Yeah.
know? Like
Well,
it felt earned.
Making
It
him
felt earned.
shit his pants helped.
Yes.
And then when Esther, what's her name, Maya, when
Yes.
when Maya stands up and she's like, I pooped my pants in this public office.
Hey, you know, I'm bisexual too. Maya, sit down. This isn't about you.
Sit down. Really good. Really good. Yeah.
I'm getting by.
Yeah. Daryl's songs are always way too expressive.
Oh,
The
the
I
one
love my daughter, but not in a weird way. That one's weird. You're my best friend, and I know I'm not yours, but that's okay.
That's a great song.
That's a great song. I like Daryl's songs. My sperm.
That was fantastic.
That's a great song. It's a really good song. I love Daryl. Remember when he was a broom for a second?
Yes. Yeah, we used our own production balance on this one.
On that first one, we had to replace Daryl with a broom. Yeah. And then in a later episode in the season,
The broom shows
the
up.
broom shows up as in one of the musical numbers.
And I love when they when they do a callback that is just
Yeah.
how about the one I sent you? Butter can't help you now?
Oh my God, dude, the butter thing. Oh my God, butter and pretzels. Don't get me started. Yeah, you need to get back into it. Also, wait, where exactly are you in the first episode?
I'm like
You like a couple minutes in? Are the credits still rolling?
Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. I haven't seen those credits yet. Hello, Netflix. I am about a third of the way into the episode. I have 29 minutes remaining.
Have they done a song yet?
No, but I do think it's really interesting that the titles of season 4 have nothing to do with men.
And it's It's
Uh-huh.
fucking good. It's a show about a mental health journey, and you don't know that when you get into
Yeah.
it because it's just a fun musical, but it's
There-
kind of weird and
The
goofy.
moment where she's on the plane and it's like, I need to get off the plane. We can't do that, but girlfriend, I got you. I'll bring you some wine. So she's there with the pills and the wine. You know, and she's like thinking about it, and then she's like, and then she comes back, and there's the the call button. It says help the first time,
Yeah.
and then it says hope the second
Right.
time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not kidding. Like I'm getting a little like tight from it.
You know, look, I say this a lot. A lot of people like reality shows, like the cheesy sappy ones, because they pull on your emotional heartstrings, you know, like the one where people find love, like Love on the Spectrum and stuff like that. And I find those highly emotionally manipulative. And
Yeah,
I
they're
feel
horrible.
like if I'm going to be emotionally manipulated, I'd rather have it be something that was slaved over in a
Yeah.
writer's room,
I want it to
and
be
and I
written
want it to be
and
well crafted,
acted
and I want
and
there to be a
made. Yeah.
plot and a beginning and a middle and an end, and I want there to be a narrative satisfaction, and I
Yeah.
want the when the music sting plays, I want it to be built into a script, not just tacked on over some shit that a
It's for real.
producer told somebody to have an action of. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's just
no,
like
I have no
it's
use for those shows at all.
yeah.
But yeah, no,
So it is all that to say it is highly emotionally manipulative. Get ready to be manipulated, bitch, because season 4 is also a doozy. I told you
Dude.
season 3 is the darkest one,
yeah,
and I think it is. I mean, you don't get much darker than like that last few episodes where like
oh yeah,
her whole world comes crashing down around her.
the one where she's burning it all the fuck.
It's crazy.
Down.
That's like
They're
some
in
Breaking
her-
Bad shit. That's some Breaking
Yeah.
Bad shit. And the promo photos for that season were Basic Instinct. She was the basic. She had the
Yeah.
Basic Instinct thing.
Yeah, I saw that. And Breaking Bad.
And Breaking Bad, and then there was a third one. I forget what the third one was. But the Breaking Bad shit and the Basic Instinct shit, like, you know, I mean, especially at the season premiere when she's in the chair.
Oh yeah,
She's
she does the
She's
turn
been
around.
she's been waiting for like however she got there like earlier than everybody. She just turns around. It's like, I guess you could say it's her Basic Instinct. Oh no, now I'm thinking of Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds back at it because he
okay.
shows his little baby dick.
Right, you. We'll be right back. And we're back. I'm sorry. We'll be right back. And we're going to keep it right here.
So Maisel, what have you heard about Maisel?
It just didn't look that interesting. There were different things. But wait, going back to this, I will say a touch that I really enjoyed when Josh Chan was the unpaid DJ and his ex is being all shitty to him, but then they go up to do the Royal.
Oh
Their dance move, and the Royal is fucking amazing.
It's a really fun dance.
It's a really good dance, like a really well done. I'm like, oh shit! Like I love when they take the time. You can see they're gonna be like, oh, it's gonna be good, guys. It's gonna be good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because you know what they didn't do this like stunt casting thing where they just get like, you know, a bunch of pretty people and then
they got
give them
really
vocal
talented
lessons
people. Yeah.
for like 6 weeks, like the Iron Fist thing with what's his nuts, the boy from Game of Thrones, Finn Jones. Who? Finn Jones. Who? Mac Jones. Sorry, Houston rap. Am I right, kids?
Wait, that's this guy.
H-Town.
No, that's Paul Wall. This guy.
Yeah,
All the weird
but
stuff.
Mike Jones was also a Houston rapper.
Mike Jones.
Who?
Mike Jones.
Who?
Mike Jones.
Finn Jones was like famously like always learning the fight choreography for Iron Fist, who's supposed to be the best martial artist in the Marvel universe. It switches off between him and the good example of doing something like that, Shang-Chi, where you get someone who's very charismatic, pretty good actor. I think he was great, and he's been a martial artist his whole fucking life.
Did you watch the making of that when
Yes.
they were like beating the ever living
Yes.
shit out of him?
It's incredible. It's
Yeah.
incredible. It's all incredible. And like how excited he is.
Uh-huh.
And how surprised he was when he found out, and just like, and then when COVID hits, and then it's just it's a whole thing, man. Yeah. That's and you know, it's fun until the last 40 minutes.
Ain't it always the way?
It's Marvel.
It would be great for them to not do that.
Well, I mean, Andor gave me hope,
Yeah, but that's a series.
but that's Disney. It's all the mouse.
But that's a series.
But all I feel like their series is the final episode for Marvel is usually the weakest episode, except for
No.
Loki.
And Hawkeye.
Yeah, yeah, I've come around on that. I think the thing that disappointed me was the Kingpin thing because it's the first time we see Kingpin, and it wasn't like a quick thing. If it was just like a quick cameo and we see him, and then he handily defeats Kate the Bishop, and then
Kate
just
Bishop.
gets away, and then she wakes up, and then he's like, "Where'd you go? What?" Like if that's how that fight had ended, sure. But the fact that it just seemed real contrived, and I get it, the main character, and that's fun, but everything else, the whole party, the Rockefeller Center thing, the part where he's stuck in the tree, and then there's the birds.
So great. So great. Yeah.
The part where Jack is like, "Hey, I'm gonna just help, I guess,"
Yeah.
and then he just starts fucking getting people. It's like, "Hey, by the way, I'm not the bad guy."
And I have a sword.
And I have a sword.
Ha-ha!
Here you go.
Yeah.
Ha! Avast.
And the whole fucking getting to know all about you fight between Kate.
Florence Pugh and Haley Steinfeld.
Yeah.
I hope they're friends in real life.
They
It's
sure
one of
look
those
like it.
things. It's one of those things where it's just like, I just hope. I hope it's like JD and Turk from Scrubs, except I care about their friendship,
Okay.
and I like their characters. JD and Turk were fine. Scrubs is fine. It's
I didn't
fine.
watch Scrubs.
You've
I'm
never
sorry.
seen it? Don't.
Okay. So I think I'm gonna have to bail kind of soonish.
What a fucking
So
piece of shit. Can you believe this, everybody?
yeah, I know. I have had a very hungover, sleep deprived day.
Yeah.
But I really did want to do this. This has been a lot of fun. I just can't do a 3 hour. I don't have it in me.
Well, at least you know that now. Okay, so we're only going to do 30 more minutes then. Little do all of the none of you watching right now know, whenever we stop the recording or the broadcast,
we talk for another half
talk for
hour.
another like at least 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's an hour. And always like 15 minutes into that, I'm like, we should still be recording.
We should go back on the air.
Yeah, and then I'm like, but then I'll have to make another title, and it's a whole thing.
It's not.
Never
It's a
mind.
whole thing.
It's not worth it.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Okay, well, closing remarks.
Crazy Ex-Girlfriend.
That's it's a sexist term.
It's a little more nuanced than that.
Yeah. Oh, you know what I really liked?
She's so broken inside.
Crazy.
Crazy Ex-Girlfriend.
I liked when Paula's husband did the song to her
Yes.
instead of doing the intro. There was just a cold open.
And then just went boom.
Boom.
Yeah. Big fan. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not enjoy.
The affair.
No, that was fine. I didn't.
That was Paula F. Tompkins' his wife.
Was it? Mm-hmm. That's interesting. Hadid.
Janie Haddad Tompkins. Yeah, she's Lebanese.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Come to Lebanon.
No.
There was a thing in the 80s on HBO called Not Necessarily the News. Stuart Pankin was on it, who went on to voice Earl on the Dinosaurs.
He's famously not the mama.
Turns out, yeah. You ever watch that to the end?
No, but I know how it ends.
Yeah, it does.
And it is in my queue on Disney Plus because I'm
was
just going to rewatch the whole thing because it is a leftist show. It's a climate activist show
It
from the
totally
early
is.
90s about an extinction level climate event. And then it happens and it's their fault. They cause it. It's Krypton shit.
Absolutely. It's an
And
Elseworlds, but with dinosaurs.
Yeah, and if there are any similarities that line up between the dystopia that comes in my universe that I'm creating and that and Krypton and Doctor Who and all that stuff, like with Gallifrey and all that,
Sure.
don't worry about it. It's a coincidence.
I'm not worried.
Thank you.
Not worried. Yeah, but that was a show. Stuart Pankin was on there, and they do these weird things where they play like sometimes they'd play, news clips, but they'd like cut songs to it. Like there was a tourist thing about Lebanon. Excuse me.
No. Okay, you're excused. Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
Crazy ex-girlfriend.
Dink.